Well, Nirupama's father speaking to me there earlier in the day. Let's just go across to our guests on Verdict tonight. I'm joined by Priyabhanshu Ranjan, the man who Nirupama was in love with. Priyabhanshu, what are your thoughts today? It must be unbelievable to you what has happened.
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल. मतलब जब कभी सोचता हूँ तो बहुत अजीब सा लगता है सोचकर. कभी सोचा नहीं था कि सब कुछ इस तरह होगा और इतनी जल्दी सब कुछ हो जाएगा. 19 को मेरे साथ स्टेशन तक गई थी. स्टेशन पे मैंने उसे छोड़ा था ये कहते हुए कि तुम वापस आना. उसने मुझसे प्रॉमिस भी किया था आऊँगी. और 10 दिनों के अंदर सब कुछ ऐसा हो जाएगा नहीं मालूम था.
जब आप when you first fell in love with Nirupama, did you ever think that caste would become such a big issue?
मुझे नहीं लगा था ऐसा कि कास्ट बहुत बड़ा इशू बनेगा. हाँ, विरोध होगा ये मुझे मालूम था. मेरी फैमिली की तरफ से भी मैंने एक्सपेक्ट किया था, लेकिन जितना एक्सपेक्ट किया उतना हुआ नहीं. मेरे फैमिली वाले राजी थे. और निरुपमा की फैमिली के बारे में मैंने यही सोचा, सब वेल एजुकेटेड हैं तो फिर बहुत ज़्यादा दिक्कत नहीं होनी चाहिए. लेकिन दिक्कत इस तरह की हुई कि उसकी जान चली गई.
We spoke also to Nirupama's brother, and this is what he told us. He says that she wasn't murdered. He says she did commit suicide. He told us that Priyabhanshu should have come and spoken to someone in the family. He also added that his sister committed suicide because she didn't have the courage to tell us about her pregnancy. Nirupama's brother also told us that we were against relationships outside caste, but so was the boy's family. And he had even assured his sister, he says, that if ultimately there was no solution, he would get her married to the boy. But the boy never spoke to any of us, and he said that Nirupama was a pillar of strength for the family. And he added that he had told her once, become an IAS officer so that no one can question your choices. Shashwati, if I can just bring you in here as somebody who taught Nirupama and knew her personally. When you see how events have unfolded today, it seems to be the story of young love, where when you fall in love, you don't think of consequences, you don't think of what your parents will say. Are you surprised that something like this could happen to a young girl, educated, from an educated family, and who had taken the step of sending her to Delhi to study? It's an unusual step for a conservative family, and even then the father saying we told her to concentrate on her career. Do you see this paradox or these pressures between, say, a conservative background meeting with young people who are now exposed to a very different environment? How do these paradoxes actually resolve themselves?
See, when I look at it, it's actually the social conditioning that works inside someone. People get educated for certain jobs, but not to get out of the social conditioning. It's so deep-rooted. But also I have to add this, that it's not something which is rampant in Bihar and Jharkhand area, which is so much in Haryana. It's some deterrent, small incidences. But it's very tragic that it came from a very educated family. So now immediately my thought is that education had not helped in uprooting that social conditioning which is so deep-rooted, and somewhere we have to work more than education to really get them out of these things.
In fact, if I can bring in Renuka Chaudhary here. Renuka, it's almost a clash between two worlds. We've seen, I mean, it's been reported in Delhi and suburbs of Delhi like Noida, where you had fathers actually shooting their daughters in malls because they've dared to fall in love, often with boys who they meet at these courses, or, you know, classes where they go to form to start a career. They meet young men from another religion, another caste, another community, and their parents, who at one level seem educated enough to send them to study, when you scratch the surface, turn out to be very different. Is it a larger clash of two worlds which no amount of education can actually change?
Absolutely. What we need to look at is that there is this deep social conditioning and the misplaced concept of what do we call honor killing. There's nothing honorable about it to start with. And when we talk about education, then it's only education. It's not awareness. It's not sensitization of a societal change. This is a society that where we burnt our brides, where we kill our unborn daughters, where we have female feticides. It's precisely people like this who believe that they're moving with the modern times. They want to showcase their families. They believe that they can share the pride of saying we educate our daughters. Now the prime question is education enough? Is educating an answer to a progressive, evolved society? Obviously it's not. It's an instrument, but it doesn't change the ethos of where we come from or evolve. And here is a situation where it's not a Sagotra, It's
Yes.
not the same Gotra, it's not
Yes.
two people from... So it's none of the conditions that we've looked at in the past and examined.
Tuba.com